Good afternoon, friends. This is the aaronzero show with another edition of today's noise. And we're out of circulation for a week or two, but we're happy to be back in this madhouse zoo that we call Mother Earth or Earth Mother. Well, we can't blame Mother Earth. We have to blame the orange clowns that are floating around all over this world for creating all the nonsense that they do. And the latest story or situation in the Iran war is that there is no story. Uh, Mr. Trump says that he has drawn a red line and that Iran is collapsing and they badly want to make a deal. Well, what can I say? If you are talking lies, then the lies remain lies. They don't become truth if you suddenly repeat them often and often. The fact of the matter is, Iran is withstanding the US Israeli aggression extremely well, and they have thousands and thousands of missiles and warheads still available to cause a lot of destruction to Israel and the other surrounding countries. And so it is a game of stalemate that is going on to see who is going to turn the other cheek and back off. And this unnecessary war, which was started by Mr. Trump, so shows no signs of ending because Mr. Trump is himself an erratic individual with very little reasoning power, and he doesn't listen to his advisors, his top advisors, who would have told him very soundly there's no way he can win in the Iran war. The country is protected by a vast array of mountains, etc. A million strong army. How the hell are you going to overcome that? And you have made it up your mind and in your head that the Iranians can't have uranium. Or maybe it was your little puppet state, Israel, that told you so. And so you give commanding orders, Iran, you got to give up your uranium. And the Iranians don't want to do that. Why the hell should they? Tiny little Israel already has about 100 nuclear bombs or whatever. So why the hell shouldn't they make at least 10 bombs or whatever? They have every right to make those. Yeah, you can say Iran is a wicked regime. They've killed their people and this and that. To that, I would say let the people of Iran decide and chuck them out and rise up against them. For some outside power to come and bomb them all over the place and kill a lot of innocent people is nothing short of horrendous. And it speaks volumes about the so called power of the big powers. And it looks like now the game is changing and the big powers can no longer bully the smaller countries because if a small country is determined to stand up to the bullying, it can succeed to quite a large extent, as is in the case of Russia Ukraine war, which is running for the fifth year and which Mr. Putin thought would be an immediate walkover, etc. And the Ukrainians have put up a brave face and a brave front. And the surprising part of it is they've developed new ways of countering the Russian attack. And the method of warfare has changed hugely now, both in Iran and in the Ukraine war. It is inexpensive drones that are causing havoc and missiles, of course, hypersonic missiles, etc. But I would say the main game changer are inexpensive drones, which have caused havoc. And USA and Israel have been using multi-million dollar missiles to knock them out, etc. Or you have expensive aircraft flying in the sky to knock down a drone costing $2,000 or $5,000, whatever. So it has been a very good cost effective factor in the favor of Iran. And that is where the game plan is going on. But the actions of Mr. Trump have thrown the rest of the world in turmoil. Lack of fertilizers, lack of fuel oil, etc., is hurting the economies, the developing economies, emerging economies. And in today's report was that India's industrial production has come down to 4%. And earlier, the cards were for a game-changing 6.7% or 7% growth. But now that remains to be seen if India can get its act together, get alternate suppliers, etc. So that is what the world is focused on, getting alternate suppliers and not count on the Iran, Middle East, West Asia area for their fuel supplies, etc. And fertilizer supplies, helium, gas, etc. Those are the major blocks for development in the developing countries, emerging markets. Japan, South Korea, China all depend heavily on West Asia oil, and so does India. And now it is high time for India to go the electric way and the solar energy way. And a lot of other countries are trying to do precisely that, wean themselves off the oil and go in massively for alternative energies, solar panels, nuclear fusion, small time reactors, etc., which will then free them from the necessity of being dependent upon crude oil. And that is what the game plan looks. And of course, at the same time, the present situation depends all upon Mr. Trump and his erratic behaviors. The other story, of course, in the week was an assassination attempt on Mr. Trump by a disgruntled Southern California man, young fellow, thought he could go through the security and shoot up Trump, etc. Of course, that didn't happen. But what was interesting was Mr. Trump's uh, reaction afterwards during a CBS interview. He said he's not a rapist. But actually, I mean, how can you say that when 26 women have accused you of rape and you have settled a rape lawsuit and made to pay millions of dollars in fine? I think it was $80 million. So how can you say you never raped anybody when you have already settled a case of rape? The other story, of course, is the Eppenstein files and his close connection to Jeffrey Eppenstein, convicted sex trafficker. And it only remains to be seen in the videos or details if his name comes out in a damning way, which it well could, and it could uh, tie him to Jeffrey Eppenstein in a very big way. Because for 15 or 20 years, he said Jeff is a great guy and this and that. And there's so many videos and things of both of them together and dancing together and watching the women, etc. And who knows what they were choosing and what they were doing. He, of course, denies everything. And all the rich and famous people who have been connected to Mr. Eppenstein also now completely deny anything. So it remains to be seen what happens. And the midterm elections are up in November. Hopefully, the Democrats come back in a big way, and then Mr. Trump will be history, a thing of the past, and all the disastrous executive orders will also be a thing of the past. And Mr. Trump will be hopefully held accountable. Who knows about that? It's a mug's game, as they say. And so, just now, of course, in these days, it's all touch and go. where every day brings a change of plans. So let us see what the great man says next. Thank you for watching. This is the Aaron Zero Show. Today's Noise. Subscribe by the billions and have a wonderful day.